what would you want somebody to know who's thinking about coming to VO Atlanta?
I would probably just encourage people to understand that your path is unique, and your path is going to be something that you should use to your benefit. And I think that if people take a moment and just examine the skills and things that they already have and look for ways to leverage that as they go forward, that they can go a lot further.
VO Atlanta is the largest annual event for the voiceover community, with over 40 states and over a dozen countries represented. It really is the premier event for talent, for agents and producers, for directors and resource providers from all around the world. You know, it's also an absolutely amazing place to network, too. The conference kicks off Thursday, March 28th, 2019, and runs till March 31st. And of course, we have to kick off the first episode with voiceover talent, creator, producer for VO Atlanta, Gerald Griffith. Now, how long has the conference been going on?
We started back in 2013.
A lot of gray hairs came in those few years, huh?
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, for every bit of lost sleep, it's all worth it when you look at it at the end and you see people connecting and having a great time and learning and, building relationships and all that good stuff. And then you hear back from people later how it made a difference for them and their careers and their social networks and just all the different ways that it impacts people and makes it all worthwhile.
When you think about what VoiceOver Atlanta offers, I mean, talk about the different genres. What voiceover means to you?
For me, voiceover is a bit more expansive than voiceover as someone may traditionally think about it, because we are a communication resource and communication skills are at the core of all of this. And voiceover is an application of those skills. And so the reason I point that out is because the skills you're learning in voiceover can be applied in so many different things in so many different ways and avenues. And if you're only thinking about voiceover in the sense of doing a 30-second commercial or even an audiobook or e-learning or any of those things, then you're really missing it, because it really improves your ability to do public speaking, to do just anything where you're using your voice. And you'll often even find that people are singers, people are, just different things. They're announcers, and all of those things use your voice. And so for me, voiceover is not just about the traditional voiceover. You go stand in front of a mic and you do it. No, it's really about communicating a message. And that's the core of it.
What are some of the specific genres that you're going to be talking about? How diverse is VoiceOver Atlanta?
Oh, let's see. We just have a couple of things. I mean,
just a couple? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's commercial, there's animation, there's audiobook, there's gaming, there's e-learning, there's narration, there's promo imaging, there's specialty stuff that includes things like ADR, radio imaging. We have a lot of different things, and we're actually going to be bringing back a lot of Spanish stuff, which we've had in the past, but we revamped that program completely. And there'll be a lot of sessions that are offered exclusively in Spanish. And so we're actually even adding in some new features and functions to our live stream avenue, because we recognize that at this point, the conference really touches people both in the U.S. and abroad. And on average, we have 12 or more countries represented at the conference. And that doesn't even speak to the people who follow the post and different things that happen on social media, which makes it even more global. And so we want to really create some resources for them as well. And hopefully they decide to join us at a future event.
Gerald, the thing I love about voiceover, and there's a lot of stuff I love, but the different ranges of where everybody's at in their career. I mean, from people who are just thinking about getting into voiceover to, top echelon coaches and beyond, and everybody in between, all different kind of levels of income and race and everything. It's just like this amazing melting pot of nobody really judging anybody for where they're at.
Well, everyone is somewhere, and everyone starts somewhere. And I've often told people when we talk about things like that, the biggest rule I have, and I don't go around touting it or wearing it on a t-shirt, is that you can never look down on someone.
Hmm.
That's the one rule I have. I don't care if you're a presenter or just someone attending. If I ever hear that you're looking down on anyone for any reason, then we're going to have a problem.
Mm.
Uh, because I look at it like this: no matter whether you're my keynote or you're an ambassador, everyone started somewhere. Everyone had a day one. Everyone was new. Everyone was a beginner or a novice at some point. And in voiceover, it's even more unique because most people did not start off with the aim of being a voice talent.
Right. Right.
And so when people do enter the arena of voiceover, they may be new at voiceover, but they bring something to the table from their past experiences. Whether that's, in some cases, people have been pilots, they've been a doctor, they've been a teacher, they've worked in
Hmm.
some type of career field before they came to voiceover. So if you are discounting them because they've only been in voiceover a short time, you could be missing someone that could be an excellent resource in some industry that you're trying
Hmm.
to tap into simply because
Absolutely.
you're thinking, oh, well, you're a new voice talent. And that's why, I get asked almost every year, hey, why don't you put the titles on the name badges? And so we'll know who's a director and who's a producer. And, you know, if they really want that stuff, it's in the conference app and
Hmm.
people's profiles so they can look it up. But I don't put it on there because when you're walking around the conference, you should just be meeting people. You should just be introducing yourself to people. And in the conversation you have with them or in the process of talking to them as a human being, you find out they're an agent or director.
Hmm.
Hey, that's a bonus. That's cool. But what you should really be looking for is building relationships and making connections because you don't know how people are connected. You don't know, where they came from before they got there, and you don't know where they're going when they leave.
Hmm.
So even though they may be a new talent, they may be your biggest referral source the next day, the next week. Um,
Absolutely. Gerald, what are three things you would suggest someone focus on going into VO Atlanta?
Learn something new, meet someone new, and do something new.
Hmm.
There's the 3 points for
I
you.
like that. That's good. That makes a lot of sense.
And it really does offer that. And I think one of the beautiful things is that in putting the programming together, which by the way, I have an awesome team who helps with it and all of my team leaders in the different areas. What we try to do is the conference itself is an umbrella event. And so by that, what I mean is earlier, I rattled off a number of different program tracks that we offer at the conference. Well, let's take audiobook, for instance. What I strive to create is an environment where if you're a person that's deep into audiobook and that's your thing, that's your passion, that's where you spend your time, I want you to find enough resources and value within our audiobook program that should you choose to not attend anything else, that you still walk away feeling like you attended an awesome audiobook conference. If you're
Love
into
it.
gaming, I want you to feel like you went to a great gaming conference. If you're into commercial, I want you to feel like you got a ton of commercial conference by the time you
Mm.
leave. Now, the beautiful thing is, if you come and you're commercial, you can try out e-learning. You can try out audiobooks. You can jump into these different sessions and just learn a little more about them. And then in between, you can talk to people who work in those genres and really get input from people who were doing it as far as the ins and outs, how it works, the pros, the cons, all those different things without having to feel like, oh, well, I paid for this separate class and it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. No, you can go in, sit in on a panel. You can take a workshop if you want, or you can sit in on a breakout, or you can just talk to people at lunch or breakfast or dinner.
And just network, get to meet people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We strive to create more of a community feel where it's okay to be wherever you are in the business, whether you're just getting started or whether you've been in a long time.
Hmm.
It's okay.
I suppose even for those that have been in it for a long time, technology, it keeps changing. Marketing is changing.
In a lot of cases, if a person has gotten to a place in their career where, I won't say they're on cruise control because even then they're still looking to learn and grow. They have their process. They know where they are in the business. They could, theoretically decide that they're tired of doing it and just don't do it anymore. But they find a lot of excitement and enjoyment out of being a part of the community. And so for them, in many cases, they're coming because they want to reconnect with their peers. And it just really ends up being an exciting time. And so not everyone is coming because they want to go to a session. Some don't at all. Some just hang out at the restaurant or in the bar. And that's okay too.
What are you most excited about for this upcoming one?
I look forward to seeing people pull out of the conference what they want to pull out of it. And so you'll hear me say from time to time that it's your conference. And what I mean by that is you could take two people who both attended VO Atlanta, and if you sat them down next to each other at the very end, and they were to each share their experiences, you might scratch your head and go, are you sure you were at the same event?
You're happy about that. That's great.
I am, because it matters most that they feel like it was a conference for them. So it really is what you make of it. I really do enjoy those moments where I walk into the back of the room and I scan the people sitting in there, and I see them being engaged. I see them being attentive to the presenters. I see them in the hallway having conversations. I see them at the bar sharing a drink. I see them just being people. And that's probably one of the really exciting parts for me, particularly now, because there's so many points of division in the world and the country that when I look at VO Atlanta, I like to think we're just people there, and there's all these different ethnic groups. I love the diversity that's there. I love the fact that there are people from all different areas of the world that come, and for those few days, there's no wall. There's no, there's nothing that separates people, and they can feel free to just walk around and enjoy themselves. We're not a religious event. We're not some particular ethnic group event. You can just come and be yourself. And as long as you appreciate learning and you enjoy meeting people and maybe sharing, it's all good. It's all good.
The thing I noticed when I was there is that there's all ranges of conversations. I mean, the networking, the friendliness and everything, but it's also a time to bring the voiceover world together to all get on the same page about some things.
Absolutely.
And that's important.
We take on different topics in our panels and stuff. And I think it's important to have a safe space where people can talk about things and discuss things in more than 140 characters or 280 characters or in a simple Facebook post. And I think that's something that gets lost sometimes is people are behind keyboards and screens and they forget what it's like to have a conversation versus throwing out little tidbits of thought that may or may not land correctly on the other side.
Man, it looks like things are going pretty well as far as people signing up for VO Atlanta. Is there anything that we need to know?
We've in the past had people say, well, what's the cutoff and things like that. And up until this time around, we've never really had to seriously give an awful lot of thought to it. We said, oh, well, at some point. But being at the end of 2018 at this point, it's like, okay, we have space for right about 200 more people. Which may sound like a lot, but it's not at all. No. And so it's like, I hope people aren't taking it for granted to go ahead and get registered and signed up.
And talk to me about the advantage of being registered ahead of time instead of waiting to the last minute.
The people who are already registered for the conference have the first opportunity to sign up for the workshops. And some of those workshops fill up in less than 10 minutes. So it's an amazing thing when it's happening. But yes, and we have presenters like, Sarah Sherman, Marilyn Wisner, Jennifer Trujillo. We have people, one of our presenters in the promo category. Well, a couple from promo. We have one that's a promo production person from CNN. We have a promo person from Fox Sports. We just have so many great resources from all around
They're big
the
players.
voiceover
Yeah.
industry. Yeah. And it's great. And so when people come, they're really getting access to people that they would normally never have a chance to connect with and learn from. Well, that's a really big deal for me, because what I tell the presenters and things is that if you want a chance to influence the quality of people who come to you looking for opportunity, here's your chance. If you want them to be better at something because you're tired of people coming to you and feeling like, man, they're not a bad talent, I just wish they had more of this. Well, here's your chance to tell them what that thing is, because I think that people will work hard. I think that people want to do great, but they don't always know what that is. And so they climb the ladder only to realize that it's leaning against the wrong wall. And so that's one of the things I want the conference to be, is that place where a production manager or an agent or director can get up there on that stage and tell people, here, these are the things we need from you. These are the things you need to be really good at. And then the talent is able to take that and work on it and improve on it and pair up with some coaches or resources to help them be great in those areas. So the next time they do their demo or the next time they submit for a project, they're up to speed and they're delivering what those directors and agents are looking for. And it creates a stronger community because the talent are stronger, and they're stronger in part because now they know what to work on from the people that are looking to hire and directing that traffic process.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins.